child development during the first year of birth. Infants grow very quickly, as successive changes that can be observed on the child appeared very quickly, in addition to the rapid growth in the length and weight of the child. The child also goes through major development stages, known as signs of growth, in English. Developmental milestones. These are specific skills that appear on a child during his development through which the child's development can be distinguished, such as rolling, sitting, and walking. And it is worth noting that, although these signs appear on all children during development, the time of their appearance varies from one child to another. The time required for a child to move to the next skill also varies, with a specific time sequence for these signs to appear. For example, the time required for a child to learn to walk on his own ranges between 9 to 16 months of age. Child development. In the 5th month, many changes happen to the child's growth and development of his skills with the arrival of the 5th month of life, as the child's weight has almost doubled during the first 5 months, and the child also gains between 0.51 additional kilogram of weight during the 5th month, and about 2 centimeters of length, and the child is expected to start trying to speak during this month as well, in addition to preparing to try to crawl soon. And it should be noted that despite the rapid growth of the child during the first year of life, the pace of growth may decrease in some children with the arrival of the 5th or 6th month of life. Signs of cognitive development. The signs of a child's cognitive development express his ability to think and make decisions, in addition to the IQ, and here comes a statement of some signs of cognitive development that may appear on the child in the 5th month of life. The sharpness of intuition and intuition. You can notice the acumen of the child during this stage and his interest foreign bodies and the people around him, in addition to his response by distinguishing himself in the mirror, his smile, his curiosity, and his vigilance. Ease of attracting attention. With the high ability of the child to notice foreign objects and objects around him and his desire to explore, he can easily grab his attention by introducing a new game for him. For example, color distinction. The safety of the eye and the retina can be inferred and coordinated between them in the brain by distinguishing the child at this age for different color tones while emphasizing his preference for bold colors during this stage of life. Basic language development. The child begins at this stage by forming some repeated voices with one voice, such as repeating the sign of the signifier or 1000, with an increase in the frequency of qualin or toning without difficulty due to the development of his vocal cords. Notice the causes and results. During this stage, the child begins to notice the causes and results. He may notice a sound when moving some games or things around him, and then he moves them to make the sound. He may also throw things around him to the ground to notice the result of his action only. Here it is worth noting the need to remove things unbreakable around the child at the beginning of this stage. Signs of physical development. The signs of physical development express the child's motor skills and physical development, and here comes a statement of some signs of physical development that may appear on the child during the 5th month. Muscle growth. As a result of continuous muscle growth, some of the child's muscle reactions can be observed during this stage. When the child lies on his stomach, it extends his arms and legs with the curvature of the back, and in contrast when the child lies on his back it can be observed his ability to raise his head and shoulders, with the ability of some children to turn around and the inversion of lying on the back to lie on the abdomen and vice versa. Noting that the child can push up and down, it is worth noting that carrying the child and supporting him in a sitting position helps to increase the strength of the back muscles, and during the coming stages the child will be able to sit almost without help, with the possibility of sitting without assistance for a short period that may not exceed the minute in the 5th month, and in some cases, it is worth noting that it is necessary to put pillows around the child to protect him when he falls. Putting things in the mouth. The child may start placing foreign bodies around him in his mouth to explore at this stage, so it is also worth paying attention and avoid placing small objects that can be swallowed around the child. And despite noticing the child's desire to eat solid food, it is necessary to discuss when to provide food crucifixion of the child with the doctor, but it is advised to sit with the child during meal times to strengthen social ties with the child and raise his appetite, and it can be seen that the child enjoys having fun while watching other people and how they eat. Carrying a milk bottle. In the 5th month, a child may be able to carry a milk bottle without help and put it in his mouth, but it is preferable to avoid delivering the milk bottle to the child at this age and leave it unattended to avoid excessive milk intake, suffocation, or sleep during lactation, which in turn may lead to the milk collecting in the mouth and its transmission through the channels linking the throat and middle ear, and the high risk of infection in the ear. In addition to the milk gathering around the teeth increases the possibility of dental caries. Signs of the development of social and emotional skills. The child begins to develop some social and emotional skills during this stage, which helps him to communicate with the people around him, and in the following is a statement of some of them. Tension with the presence of strangers. The child may begin to tension and stick to one of his parents when there are unfamiliar people from around him, or even when familiar persons exist in some cases, as the child may cry when a person approaches or carries him. And here it is worth noting about the nature of this situation, so it is necessary to try to approach the child slowly and kindly, and in the event that the child is crying, it is necessary for one of the parents to carry the child and combine it to calm him down, as well as loud sounds may frighten the child and make him cry. Show feelings of love. At this stage, the child begins to show feelings of affection and love by trying to kiss and embrace his parents, laugh and smile when playing with them, as the child may try to perform the movements that called for his parents' laughter, and show his feelings in other ways such as crying when they leave the room to show the sadness, and try hold on to his parents' arms when approaching him to hold him. Interacting with others. By making some voices to attract the attention of others, and expressing some feelings, such as hunger and boredom, as well as the child starts distinguishing him for his name, understanding some words such as the word bathing, and enjoying playing with others. Understanding his relationship with others. During this stage, the child begins to distinguish his relationship with his parents, family members, children, strangers, the people caring for him, attachment to the people close to him and the love of spending time with them. Multiple types of crying. At this stage, it is possible to distinguish several types of crying from a child, each of which expresses a specific situation, such as hunger, drowsiness, and boredom. The child sleeps in the 5th month in most cases. The child does not wake up in the 5th month during the night, and a sleep can be organized during the night by following some tips, such as bathing the child with warm water before bed, then shaking or gentle calming, while speaking or toning the child until he feels drowsiness, as it is advised to place the child in the bed designated for him when observing signs of sleepiness, and not to wait for his sleep to get used to calm himself into sleep without relying on one of his parents and that later, and it is worth noting that it is necessary to ensure that the child sleeps on his back when he is placed in bed to prevent death syndrome, sudden infant death syndrome, SIDS. In short, it is worth noting that the child needs a nap during the day to maintain his sleep regime, as the child needs a nap in the morning and a nap after lunchtime, and the nap time should not be delayed until the child is sleepy, rather, fixing a fixed time a day for a nap. Tips to improve the child's development in the 5th month. It is not possible during this stage of the child's life to separate learning and play, and among the tips that may contribute to promoting the child's growth in the 5th month are the following. Speaking with the child. It is possible during this stage to speak with the child in a simple language with the use of uncomplicated terms such as cold, hot, a cat, and other words, responding to the child's appeals and excuses and asking him some questions, and talking to him about some different topics, and some ideas and feelings can be communicated to the child by manipulating the tone of the voice, facial expressions, and writing to him to help develop his understanding of different languages and sounds, and the child's singing and toning also contribute to the development of the brain. Encouraging the child's movement. By motivating the child to play using one of the striking games to encourage the child to pick up a head, encouraging him to hold his hands and using some motivational phrases, or the child lying on the stomach with observation, encouraging him to turn around and roll in, and helping him to sit. Offering simple games. It is advised to draw the child's attention by using games that make some sounds or music, games of delightful colors, and placing the child in front of the mirror to watch his movements, as it is advised to present a limited number of games each time that does not exceed the 2 games, and the game can also be placed near the child to encourage him to try to approach her and catch her, with the necessity of avoiding the use of games that may cover the child's entire face, and avoid playing with the child while he is feeling sleepy or tired. Maintaining the health of the child. By preventing him from being exposed to secondhand smoke, and preventing people from smoking at home, in addition to making sure to avoid shaking the child vigorously, as this may lead to a child's brain damage due to weak neck muscles, and our inability to support the head adequately.